Okay, so our background, we've always been entrepreneurs since we met when we were 18 years old. What we've done is build businesses. Our biggest one was a construction company that we built for about 9 years and really found ourselves in burnout mode from it and decided to sell it. Like, it just had to go. He was working every position in the business, every problem, every issue, it all fell on us. And we decided when we came back into business a few years later, we had to do something different. We had to do business different.
When they approached me with this idea, it made sense. Like, it wasn't just like, hey, we're gonna get in the business and be construction, contractors again. It was, let's build something, that's sustainable, that's gonna grow, that we can eventually step back from, and it'll keep on going.
So when we started, again, with new companies, which are our companies, Deck Masters and Build Masters, we knew we had to build a different company. But when you come from the background of what we did, where you're wearing it all on your shoulders, you're not really sure how to do that. So we started out knowing that we needed to not put it all on us. And that meant we had to have employees. And it's been an amazing adventure. I think the first year we had predicted that we were gonna do 1 million out of all of the companies. And we blew that out of the stinking water and did almost 3 times that much in the very first year of business. So kind of took us by surprise, and it put us on a path for growth that we didn't really know what to do with. So but it was good. It was good growth.
Right. Professional problem solver.
Chief problem solver.
PPS, professional problem solver. That's what I always go by anyways. I think the biggest thing that surfaced back up again was just that feeling of burnout, that feeling of not enough time in the day, not enough of me or Amy to go around.
I hit a ceiling, and it was an unhealthy place because we couldn't break through because I didn't have the capacity to do it, and we needed to find a way to grow instead of get stuck in that vicious cycle and in that place.
It was kind of growing to the spot that we knew we could handle. And it was kind of after that point, for me anyways, was like, oh shoot, how are we gonna handle this moving forward when we have, I can't be inside of sales and production and marketing and I can't have my hand inside all of those things at one time.
We could only keep our arms around so much, and we were kind of the lid on top of what we were able to produce. And we had to grow beyond that because we had all these other people that were involved in it now.
Yeah.
And so really for us, it was just, we had to find other people that could operate inside of the systems and solve the problems without us having to be the answer people or the hero inside of every day-to-day decision.
And I think too, needing to have accountability too. There needed to be a way to be accountable to that was easily manageable, because that's a huge thing when you have numerous companies with different departments to try to keep them all accountable and follow up on them. Like, there's got to be a really great system, and we didn't have that. We didn't have those tools. So for us was looking for something that gave us the ability to step out of our own way, give us the growth we needed, but in a way that could allow us to keep our teams accountable and ourselves to what was going on and what we wanted and where we were going.
Why go through all the aches and pains and drag it out and try to figure it out when you can get a third party involved that knows how to get you there quicker, to get you organized, to get you through those spots and alleviate some of that stress and pain and get there quicker. I think it's a good investment, and I'd rather get focused now than try to figure it out later.
There's valuable things to be gained from someone who's already walked through this process, who's mastered the tools and can help implement them. The other analogy I'll give is it'd almost be like taking a shotgun to shoot at something versus a sniper. So Colin is kind of like giving us that laser focus because he understands the tools. Even though I've done several L10 meetings, even just having Colin sit through one and point out some of the little tweaks that will just dial in to get me able to hit that target that much further away by taking and just being more strategic about utilizing the tools. I couldn't do that on my own. I've listened to the EOS audios on my own, and I've gotten way more out of having Cullen sit there and train. Just like when I train, when I go to the gym, like having my trainer right next to me to tell me to move this and move that. It gets you a whole different level of maximization of the movement to have someone who can assist. So it's a no-brainer. So.
I'm seeing different things that my team can pick up on and assigning them responsibilities and tasks that they should be doing that I'm just fringe picking up, and I'm getting those off my list. I do less than I did when we first started this, as far as tasks and my daily busyness goes, but I'm getting way more done because I can make a bigger impact because I'm focusing on what I should be and not all the little fringe stuff. So
I think the biggest thing is just the organization and the planning, like the stepping back and actually, focusing our vision and where we want to be and what we want to do. Like, instead of just going at it and like, let's try to build this thing. I feel like now with this program, it's helping us to focus, and put us at a point to where we can, get where we need to a lot quicker, a lot more efficiently.
I think there's one thing literally that we've talked about for 4 years that needed to get done, and in 20 minutes, literally took care of the problem.
I mean, there's been a ton of things that I've gotten from it, but the biggest thing I think is just being able to empower the people that are inside of our organization to actually do their jobs and not necessarily micromanage the little intricacies, but manage the important numbers that they're responsible for. Through this process, we've learned that like we have the right people with us. Then allowing them to rise up to the position that we put them into, make decisions on their own, and me not have to be completely responsible for every day-to-day decision that they made, just have them accountable to the numbers that I'm looking for them to be accountable to. Adding this piece into it actually has created some momentum that they can see that it is possible for us to get there. And so I think it's been received just with a great level of excitement and anticipation of what we can do as a group, focused.
For me, it's been focus. Because I had my hand in so many different areas of the business, I was just all over. I had no responsibility to it because I didn't own it. I just stuck my hand into it. I didn't have any focus on it because I only did it when somebody needed me to or when it needed to be done. So it made me really aware of what I was putting my hand into and where I needed to actually put my hand into, where I needed to be focused on and where I needed to take responsibility. This forced me to say, no, they look at me, my leadership team looks at me and says, what's going on with marketing? And it's kind of like, oh, crap, I am responsible for that. I've got to say what's going on and if I'm doing what I'm supposed to.
Vision and a target in mind, and we talk through that with the team, but it's one thing to talk about it. It's another thing to talk about it over and over and over and then not to see movement. So I think for them, it's just, there's a level of excitement and energy inside of the office. They've been very receptive to it because, again, we have the right people here. They want this all to be successful, all of us to be successful. So that's exciting.